Hello friends, today we are going to continue chapter number 8, Framing of Constitution and its Features, lecture number 8. Friends, in this chapter we have understood the importance of Constitution, the meaning of Constitution. We also understood how our Indian Constitution was framed. What was the main reason behind framing the Constitution? As we discussed in the previous lecture as well, that Constitution plays a very important role in governing the administration of the government. Friends, Constitution is a key towards the welfare of the country, we can say. When we talk about the Constitution, it's a collection of rules through which a country runs. Friends, when we are discussing about Constitution, we discuss that Indian Constitution is a live document. The changes can be made according to the wishes, according to the aspirations, according to the expectations of the people. Changes can be made according to it. Friends, when we discussed about this Constitution, we understood that how a Constitution was framed. The Britishers sent the cabinet mission to India to discuss about the Indian independence. And after that, this cabinet mission submitted their report of advising to make the Constituent Assembly to frame the Constitution of India. And as per the recommendation of this cabinet mission, Constituent Assembly was framed. Dr. Rajendra Prasad was made the president of this Constituent Assembly. Many well-known experts from different fields, as well as very well-known peoples of our country like Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, Maulana Abdul Kalam Azad, Jawaharlal Nehru, female contributors like Sarojini Naidu, Vijayalakshmi Pandit, they all contributed in the framing of our Constitution. As per the discussion, they did the threadbare discussions on each and every features, each and every aspects of the Constitution. After discussing about a lot, they also framed a drafting committee to draft the Constitution of India. People from various geographical diversities, people from different castes, different religion, different creed, different experts from various fields were appointed as a member of these drafting committees under the chairmanship of Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar. After meeting for 166 days in the period of 2 years, 11 months and 18 days, at last our Constitution came into force on 26 January 1950. On that day, India became Republic. And that is why, due to that reason, since 26 January 1950, our Constitution came into force. Our Constitution was implemented on us. We say every year we celebrate 26 January as the Republic Day of India. Friends, after that we also discussed about the preamble. That preamble plays a very important role in guiding us about the aims and objectives of the Constitution. Preamble is the introduction of the Constitution. It is also considered as the soul of Constitution. We understood why it plays a very important role. It guides about the mind of the constitutional framers, that why these rules were made, what was the purpose behind making any kind of law, any kind of rule, what was the main goal, what was the main purpose behind it. Each and everything can be understood through the preamble. Preamble works as a compass to guide about any misinterpretation in the Constitution. Friends, and that is why it is the very important part of Constitution, and it is considered as the soul of Constitution. We also discussed about we discussed about the democratic country as well. That what is democratic country? As we all know that India is a democratic country. But what is the meaning of democratic country? Which country can be called a democratic country? The word democracy came from the Greek word. Demos means people and kratos means power. That means in a democratic country, the ultimate power lies in the hand of the people. Here, the people are treated equally without any discrimination of caste, creed, religion, gender, etc. each and every people, each and every citizen of India are treated equally in the eye of law. Each and every citizen are free to cast their vote as per their own choice. If that person is constitutionally eligible, he can contest for the election as well. The word democracy itself means of the people, by the people and for the people. Here the people has the power, people has the ultimate power to choose their leader, to choose the head of the country. Even the people has the power to remove the head of the country from the post. That means ultimate power lies in the hand of the people itself. After that, we discussed about the secular country. We discussed about the socialist country, in which we learned that how each and every people, each and every citizen of India are treated equally in each and every field, social, economically, politically, financially. Each and every people are treated equally. There is no discrimination between any people. We discussed that these up to 1976, no changes were, no amendments were made in the constitution. But in the year 1976, some words were added like socialist, secularism, unity in diversity. Such kind of words were added in the 42nd amendments. We discussed about the secular country in our previous lecture, in which we discussed that here the secular country, India is considered as a secular country after 1976 when the word secularism was added in constitution. That means here in our country cannot be considered as a country of any one particular religion, but instead it is a country of each and every religion. Our country does not favor to any one particular religion, but favors to each and every religion. Each and every religious people are treated equally. Each and every people are free to choose the religion of his or her own choice. Friends, now in today's topic, we are going to discuss about some of the basic features of the Constitution. So let us understand about the basic features of Constitution. Let us understand the basic features of Constitution. Friends, if we talk about the Indian Constitution, here it is said that Indian Constitution is considered as the largest, as we discussed previously, Indian Constitution is considered as the largest, extensive and detailed written document. Here it is said Indian Constitution is considered as the largest, extensive and detailed written document. So you can understand that India's Constitution is the largest, extensive and detailed written constitution of the world. It is a written document. Here we can consider there are 14 basic features of Constitution. There are round about 14 basic features of Constitution. Let us see which are these 14 basic features. First is written document. Friends, we will learn about each and every features in detail in our upcoming lectures as well. Let us understand first of all the names of these 14 features. First, written document. Second, size of the Constitution. Written document, size of the Constitution. Third is single citizenship. Third is single citizenship. The structure with strong federal, the structure with strong federal, or we can say the center with strong federal structure, the center with strong federal structure, the center with strong federal structure. This is the fourth basic feature. Then unified arrangement during crisis. Unified arrangement during crisis. Sixth is parliamentary system. Parliamentary system. If we talk about the seventh is independent and impartial judiciary. Independent and impartial judiciary. Then amendments in Constitution. Amendments in Constitution. Number 9. Number 8 was amendment in Constitution. Then adult franchise. Number 10. Secularism. Number 10, secularism. 11th, judicial view. 12th, fundamental rights and duties. Fundamental rights and duties. That is the 12th one. 13, directive, principles of state policies, and the last but not least, the 14th one, that is the provisions for backward provisions, means facilities for backward sections and tribes. So friends, these are the basic 14 features of our Indian Constitution. We can clearly understand. First is written document, the size of the Constitution, single citizenship, the center with strong federal structure, unified arrangement during crisis, parliamentary system. Number 7, independent and impartial judiciary in our country. 8, amendments that are made in our Constitution. 9, adult franchise. 10, secularism. 11, judicial view. 12, fundamental rights and duties. 13, directive principle of state policies. And 14, provisions for backward section and tribes. So friends, these are the 14 basic features of our Constitution. Already you have learned some of the features like secularism, federal structure. You have learned about these. Now let us discuss about these all features in detail one by one. Let us start with the first one, written document. Friends, let us understand about the first. The first basic feature, that is written document. Except Britain and Israel, India along with other nations, except Britain and Israel, India along with other nations of the world has its constitution of the world, has its constitution in written form. Friends, except Britain and Israel, India along with all the other nations of the world, we all have the constitution in the written form. That is why Indian constitution, as we are having this constitution in the written form, our constitution is considered as the written document. The Constituent Assembly has drafted the constitution. Our Constituent Assembly has drafted this constitution in written form, considering they have drafted this constitution in written form, considering the social and geographical diversities, considering the social and geographical diversities and prehistorical nation and prehistorical notions. Friends, here it is said the Constituent Assembly has drafted our constitution in the written form because due to considering the social and the geographical diversities, as we can see lots of diversities in our country, and also due to the prehistorical notions, prehistorical rules, rituals, due to that our constitution was drafted in the written form. So through this, friends, you can clearly understand that our constitution is in the written form and why it is considered as written document. Let us move towards the second feature, that is the size of the constitution. Friends, let us understand the second one, that is the size of the constitution. Let us understand the second one, that is the size of the constitution. Indian constitution is divided into 22 sections. Indian constitution is divided into 22 sections comprising of, it is divided into 22 sections comprising of 395 articles and 9 appendices. It is comprising of 395 articles and 9 appendices, which is now we can say, now we are having 12 appendices. So Indian constitution is divided into 22 sections. It is comprising of 395 articles and 9 appendices, which is now we can say we are having 12 appendices right now. It is very comprehensive. It is said that it is means our constitution is very comprehensive document that provide, it is very comprehensive document that provide details related to citizenship. It is giving the details related to citizenship, fundamental rights and duties, fundamental rights and duties of citizens, fundamental rights and duties of the citizen, directive principle of state policy, directive principle of state policy, then principles related to political parties, principles that are related to political parties, union states relations, even the union government and state government relations, then judiciary, then also judiciary, then elections and election commission, then elections as well as election commissions, government institutions, then we can also say that minorities, scheduled groups and deprived groups as well, and emergency provisions. Friends, here you can clearly see that it is very comprehensive document that tells each and everything about each and every factor, like the citizenship of the people of India, fundamental rights and duties of citizens, directive principles, state policy, principles related to political parties, union and state government relations, then judiciary system of our country, elections, how elections are conducted and about the election commission, government institutions, minority peoples, scheduled groups and the deprived group peoples, and even the emergency provisions. Each and every details are given in the constitution, so you can understand the size of our constitution. Here it is said, thus we can say that thus Indian constitution is the most detailed. Here it is said, thus Indian constitution is the most detailed and elaborated document. It is the most detailed and elaborated document compared to other constitution. Compared to other countries' constitution, our country's constitution is the more detailed one and elaborated document that is compared to the other constitution. So friends, you might have understood about the two basic features, that is the written document and the size of the constitution. We learn about the other basic features of constitution in our next lecture. Thank you.